a 1 hour webinar fully dedicated to MaxBulk Mailer. It will be a Q&A webinar, so I will answer the questions the attendees have been placing during the last 15 days. There are several ones that have been voted, so I will try to respond to the most upvoted first, and then later I will try to answer the ones that are less have less votes. Okay, let's start. I'm a bit nervous because I'm not sure if everything is going correctly here, but I think it is correct. So let's go. The first question I can read here is from Stephen Godou, and it says, can you share a list of best practices to not get caught in spam filters? Especially, how do we avoid getting our email identified as sent from a list? This is a question quite complex to respond in 5 minutes, but I have prepared small list of things one can do to avoid problem and to avoid being blacklisted and get caught in spam filters. It is quite simple. The page is here in my MaxBulk website, and basically there are several points one have to go through to be sure its message is not going to be classified as spam. This is called false positive when it is not spam. Usually, a message can be flagged as spam because of its contents. So it is important for the message to be as personal as possible, to use tags, to try to write the message if it were to a friend of yours. So the person that will receive it should or may think the message is for him only. And then you have to try to insert unique contents through, again, tags. It may be whatever, a reference to a product you purchase or whatever. Then the second thing that you can run into is when the server is blacklisted. A server can be blacklisted because of many things. One of them is because you are sending to a list that is old and outdated. An old list may contain a lot of dead addresses, and those dead addresses will cause the server sometimes to block all the other mails. Also, again, I have created a web page just about this. It is called Email Server Blocking Because and Solutions. And sorry, there is a problem here. I started there. I don't hear anything. This is okay. No sound. Okay. It looks like there is a problem with the sound. I don't think so. I see the sound here. 1 minute. I'm checking things here. Everything is okay on my part. Anybody have problem with sound? Yes, this is the case. Can somebody confirm if the sound is working? Because I don't see anything wrong here. Okay, we'll continue then. I have closed several applications here, but may cause problems. Okay, so let's continue. When you go to the list, you will see that one of the problem that can cause a list a message to get flagged as spam is the frequency, the speed you are sending the list. Um, if many people think the faster you send a list, the better. It's completely wrong because most servers like Gmail, Hotmail, and all those free services have filters, and they always look at the rate message from a given sender is are being transferred. So if for example you are sending 1,000 messages to Google addresses during 1 minute or 2 minutes, it is possible Gmail will detect that. It will block maybe 800 or maybe more email of yours. Almost nothing will get delivered. So the best, in my opinion, is to send your messages very slowly. Indeed, last week I sent myself to a list of 52,000. This is a quite big list, and I send at a rate. It's an experience. It is my software, and I use it to send a message. Maybe you received it, and I send 5 messages every 3 minutes. This is extremely slow. If you make a calculation, I believe you can see it here. I can make it a little bit bigger. If you look at the calculation, this is around 100 deliveries per hour, so it is 2,400 per day, and it took to send the message 22 days. That is 22 days. The message, I think it is here. I'm sure you received it. It was this one. Okay, it was a message with tags, completely personalized. The list I removed it a few minutes ago, and personally I was not in a hurry. I was more interested in the message getting delivered because I know that if you are in a hurry, this is actually the problem. They will code you, and your message will not get delivered. So this is another of the problem. Another problem you can face with getting flagged as spam is spam traps, where basically where and your list come from. If you purchase a list, you never know where the address come from. If you get list from the internet, from website with spider software, you may also get junk emails, and some of those emails actually are just for that, to catch you, and you will end very fast in the blacklist. And finally, I believe a good idea is to actually check your list, and this is done with this page. It is called Mail Tester. So Mail Tester is a website that, as they say, tests the spamminess of your emails. You just have to send an email to the address they show you on screen. They will check your message, and they will send you back a report. We can try it here. For example, I can copy that address. I will paste it here. Let's see, on the other application, on MaxBulk Mailer, I will paste it here. Just the address, nothing else. So I will send to that place, so that website, to that service, the email are sent the other day. So let's go. Delivery, I will send it anyway. The message is sent. Okay, and in a few seconds, it depends the workload they have with people, you will get a report. Let's see, we can have our report now. Okay. I have a score of 7.3. It's not bad, not good, but it is better than 5. Here you can see the places where you are going okay and the places where you can do better. For example, here, spam assassin thinks I can improve my message. Here is for HTML stuff, nothing important. And here, because I'm not fully authenticated, and basically it is because I'm not using Dekim and SPF record. I have not sent that message with my usual server at MaxBulk, but another address. So I'm not using Dekim, and not using Dekim give you of 2 points. You can remove 2 points to your score. Sorry. Okay. I believe I have more or less answered that question, but I believe I will do a webinar just about that because it is very, very important stuff and there is a lot things to say about that. Okay, next question. They ask me how can I get open rate? Oops. How can I get open rate or click rate on the campaign I send out? Can you show how to set this up? You can do that with MLM. MLM is a script that you can install directly from inside MaxBulk Mailer. With MLM, you can access to statistics, click-through, opening, unsubscribes, bounce, and also click-through. I have here prepared a little demonstration of that in macOS. Let's see. I'm paused. Let's see. Okay. Here we have. I have installed MaxBulk Mailer on a virtual machine. Here we have a list. We have a little message, and we will send this message to this list and see how we can get statistics. I installed previously MLM using the menu you have on the MaxBulk Mailer. Here you have a menu here that says install MLM. Again, it is very not complex but extended stuff that have to be explained in detail. I have no time here to explain how to install that. Just the blog entry and the manual is several pages long. So here it is to install MLM. You have to provide an ID and password, free, whatever you want. Select your language: English, French, Dutch, Spanish, Italian, etc. An email address where you want the notification to be sent. Your name, your website, the type of storage. You can select MySQL or plain text. Plain text is not recommended at all. Not nowhere else. Better MySQL. You have to enter the server address. An account. Well, you have to create a database on your server, and then you have to enter here the name of the database and the account ID and password you have created for that database. Usually, that is done very easily in your control panel. You go to the website and your control panel. Usually, you have a place to do that. You create a table. You create a database. You give a name, and it is very easy. Okay. Once you have entered that data, you go to the next panel and you have to enter your FTP data. The FTP data is for transferring MLM to your server. MLM actually is only a few text files and a few pictures and nothing else. It is not nothing very complex. So you just need to enter a FTP server to transfer a few files. You have to enter your username, your account name to connect to your FTP, your password, the path where you want to install MLM and your web page address to help MLM to create the tracking URL. Then you go to next. I will not click here because it will install all the software again and will take a bit of time. I will close because it is already installed. I did it this morning. It was very easy. I did it without any problem. What we are doing now is one more thing. Sorry. When you have installed MLM, it is important. When you have installed MLM, usually here on the preferences of MaxBulk Mailer, you will see entered automatically the MLM URL. This link is created with the data you have entered before, and what is added here is the path you have selected. You have to enter. No, sorry. The software has entered automatically the ID you selected and the password. In front there is an interesting menu where you can do a diagnosis to see if everything is correct. We will not do it right now because I did it this morning. What is very important is to check what you want here. If you want all the statistics to be checked, only clicks or opening, you can also here check if you want to get unsubscribe requests from local lists, because by default MLM also handle remote lists. If you want to handle local lists, you have to check this option. Once everything is that way, you can close and then you can send a message and everything will be tracked. You can see that in the preview, because on the preview, when you go to the link, we'll see at the bottom the link is very long. It is not the original link. It is a tracking link. Let's do the delivery and see what happened. To do the delivery, I have activated the test mode. The test mode is to avoid sending anything to anybody. When you are using test mode, absolutely all emails you send are sent to yourself. All of them. Nothing is sent to anybody. It looks like everything is sent normally, but no, it is sent to yourself. Exactly as the guy were responding in. So here you can see, let's see, you can, test mode is activated. Okay, now you can send the message, and since the test mode is activated, it will ask you to who you want to send a message. In this case, I have a special test address called test@maxbulk.com. Then I select all the list and I click on send. And it doesn't work. Okay, cool. Well, I have a problem with the server. Okay, I will switch servers and use Gmail and see. No, doesn't work. Okay. When you make, this morning was working perfectly. Okay, send. This is because I am using a virtual machine parallel, and it is not exactly the same as using a direct machine. It can give a lot of problems. So what we can do here is to close the virtual machine and restart it and see if that fixes the problem. Or we can do it with the I have a backup here on Windows, but fortunately I don't have the list ready. Okay, in the meantime we can continue answering another question. Somebody is asking me, is there a way to import a list into an extant MaxBulk list that causes MaxBulk to then remove those imported email address records from the pre-existing list? If not, this would be a very helpful function. Yes, that exist. Again, where we're going to enter the virtual machine, and I have prepared an example about that. For example, I will select a list with 10 recipients, and I can very easily remove those recipients, unsubscribe them, or whatever, just dropping a file with a specific name. For example, you can call a list deactivate, delete, keep, list, subscribe, or unsubscribe. If you name it delete and you drop it over your main list, it will delete the entries. Okay, I will not save the. I will run the list again. I have a network problem here. Yep, I have a network problem. See if I want to see if I want to unsubscribe the recipients, it's the same. I go to the unsubscribe file and I drop it over the list. If you want to, for example, I will restore the list as it was before. Don't update. Okay, again an error. If you want to, for example, do the reverse, you want to delete a few entries and keep another ones, you just have to enter the ones you want to keep on the file and then drop the file over over the MaxBulk Mailer list. The keep file contains this. The four addresses that remain on the list. Okay, so those are the possibility. You can deactivate. Deactivate is removing the checkboxes. You can delete. You can keep. You can subscribe and unsubscribe. Subscribe. It is the same. Or unsubscribe. Here, sorry. And so I use the wrong file, unsubscribe, and then you are all your 4 remaining entries unsubscribed. Here also we have a lot of errors. I don't know why. Okay. Now, what you can do then, if you don't have the files on your desktop or whatever, you can also use this menu here. It's exactly the same, batch processing, and once there you can select a text file containing email addresses and then select the action here: remove, unsubscribe, deactivate, keep, subscribe. And you have exactly the same option here. In recipients, you can do the same here, batch processing. It opens basically the same menu. Personally, I prefer to do it with files on my desktop, but it is your choice. Okay, let's see if we can do the test we had before. I believe we have problems with the network. So let's see. If I go to statistics and I go there, yes, I got an error. Okay, I will have to restart the whole parallel desktop, I believe. Let's do it. Okay. In the meantime, we'll answer something else. Here I have a good question. I would like to be able to load an image with a URL link and have the email text wrap around the image. I find this very difficult, not being an HTML expert. Yes, okay, this is quite easy to do. Let's see. Um, I have an example here of text you can let's see if it's open. Yes. Okay, this is HTML actually. HTML, it's not something everybody knows or likes. But when you are in the style text format, you can perfectly write text, hello, there, and then just below you can enter HTML code. In that case, that HTML code is made of a link and a picture and some styles to center the picture in the document. And this is what you get. Sorry, since there is I will do it in another place. Sorry, I will do it here. Okay, I will do it with directly on my computer. So I take the code. Sorry, oops. I take the code I have just I just write. So I again write I there. I select style text. Okay, and I will remove that text. Sample. Okay, and here, if you go to the preview, you will see a PDF icon with name document, and if you click on it, you will go to the link, to the URL it links to. You can do a bit better, and you can, for example, add plus the HTML code in a table. So if you do that in a table, you can place a text on the right, on the left. You can do more things. In this code, we create a table with a width of 50%, centered again, with padding, so it is not completely. There is a space between the border and the contents, and this is what we get. Sorry, I have pasted on the wrong place. Num, num, num. Sorry. Here, here you are. Nope, the code is this, that one. This one. So here you are. We have the same as before, but with text on the right. A bit better would be to have the same but with a border. The reason why we create some padding. So the same with a border would be this. And the same with border and a rounded border, and you would get this. Okay, it is the same as before, but with rounded border, and everything works, links and whatever. With the same code, you can place the text on the right, on the left, above, below, several pictures, one in front of the other, whatever you want. With HTML, you can do a lot of things. A bit complex maybe for a beginner. Various places on my website where you can see some explanation about that. And I will probably paste this code in the knowledge base when I finish this webinar. Okay. Hope that helps. I will then go to the next question. Okay. I would like to know how to add images icon to the subject line. How to add images and or icon to the subject line. Okay, they are not actually, they are emojis. For example, here in the subject on the Mac, you can. The problem here is that you will not see because it is okay. Maybe if I go to my sorry here, since we are not going to connecting to the network, it will be possible. To place an emoji in a subject, we have to do the following. You place the cursor in the subject, and then you go to the flag, to the keyboard flag, and then you select show emoji and symbols, and then you will see the list of available emojis, and you can then select the one you prefer. For example, I don't know, each time I want to do a demo, I don't know which one to place. This one, for example. Okay, or then on the message, the same, you can place this one. Okay, and those emojis are then sent normally as any other characters. You can see on the preview, the emojis are there. Okay. And if you look at Windows, it's not exactly the same. On Windows, you have to go to the well, you have to open MaxBulk Mailer, and then you have to go to the subject line and click on the keyboard. And if your Windows is updated, you should see an emoji icon here. You have to click on it, and then you can insert emojis. For a reason I don't know, they appear in black and white. But when you go to preview, the one on the subject are colored. The one on the body, no. I'm not sure if you send a message if we are going to come out correctly. It is something I have no time to test this morning. So it is how you do it in how you can do how you can insert emojis, pictures and icons in subject and messages in both Windows and Mac OS. Let's see more questions. I wonder if I could do what I wanted to do before if I have network. No, I don't have network. Okay. My God. We have to restart the whole thing again. Sorry. I will shut down. Don't save. Okay. I have another question here about somebody. I inherited the MaxBulk Mailer from a previous employee who I suspect didn't have the system set up for optimum performance. I have a list of 650 recipients I send to daily with a single line of text and an attached PDF. It can take more than an hour to send to 650. This seems very long to me. Can you explain which setting will give the fastest delivery? I also experience a ton of the spinning blue ball and not responding message during the send. How can I reduce or eliminate these delays? The problem here is that MaxBulk Mailer is a bulk mailer that by default sends one message per recipient. If you look at the preference, the settings panel, there is a setting here that is called delivery, and just before it says it singly. Singly means exactly that. One message per recipient. If you have 1,000 recipient, each one will receive a separate, a different message. This allows MaxBulk Mailer to process tags with the recipient information. If you don't send a single message per recipient, you can't do that. If you want to send files, big files, one solution is to deactivate the singly option. If you deactivate that, automatically you will send, and it says it here, are you sure you want to deactivate the singly option? By deactivating this option, your message will be sent in bulk mode, BCC. As a result, MLM will not get tracking info to produce statistics, and the tags inside your message, if any, will not be processed. Click on the L button to get more information about the singly option. Okay, it's exactly what I was explaining. If you want to do personalization and tag all this stuff, you need to get that option activated and not deactivated. And finally, if you want to send, another solution is, I prefer that solution actually, is to upload your file on your server and send a link to it. That way you can continue to use the delivery option and we'll be able to insert tags. You will be able to use MLM, everything as usual, and your file will not be sent because it is a link. It is the best, maybe the best solution in your case. Okay, we're done with that. Okay, somebody asked me, webinar in French will be welcome. Well, this is not a problem because I'm French, so when I'm not used to speak French, but since it's in my mother tongue, I will do a webinar in French quite soon, and I believe they are already in the page register.maxbulk.com. You can already register to French webinars. And Spanish webinars as well, because I also speak Spanish because I live in Spain, so there is no problem with that. Okay. There is another question here. Can you run through the process to create subscriptions, include unsubscribe? Okay, it is exactly what I wanted to show before, but the macOS was not working properly. I am using a virtual machine, and sometimes it can fail. Let's see if we can now have a connection. Okay, let's see. Do we have a network connection now? Easy to know. You go to the statistic and click here. No, there is no. I don't even know what that error means. Okay. Oops. Shut down. Okay. Next question. Yes, I have another question here that is a bit about what I was talking about before. It is like a checklist of what you have to do before sending a message to avoid being flagged as spam. There is actually two documents in MaxPulk website. They are here. there are two documents. Let's see. Where am I? Okay. One is that one, the one I was talking about before. This document is quite interesting because it runs through 4 or 5 important points. You have to go through one by one, and the other one is when you get blocked by your server because you are sending you are sending too fast. It, maybe the best you can do is using the mail tester and get a score and then go through the list and see exactly where you have problems in your message. If it is a decking program or with the message with the format, whatever, or if you are being blacklisted, you have broken links. Here you have everything, everything no, but a lot of things tested, and as far as I know, all the people I know using MaxBulk Mailer, and when they get 10, a score of 10, they don't get spam listed. They don't get flagged anymore. It is quite important to have a good, very good score. It may be difficult to get 10, but I believe it can be done. With Dekim, just with Dekim's signature, you can add 2 points. I have 7.3. I could have 9.3, almost 10 with that. Okay, next question. Um, they are asking me how do I add a personalized name of email recipient to the subject line? Is that not work in the body of the email? As far as I know, it just work writing the properly tag in the message field. You go here, you can just type first name. Oops. And then if you go to the preview, the first name is no, sorry, it's not, because the list is empty. I will add a name here, my name. Okay, so you go to review. Yeah, now you get no, doesn't work. Sorry, because the message has been sent. It has to be unsent message. Again here. Oops, no. I don't know why. First name. Oops, I will try to enter it. So the insert tag. First name. Recipients. I'm the wrong column. Stan. Pusk. Sorry, I made a mistake here. So if you go to the preview now, I don't understand why it doesn't work. Where is Stambusk? The email address is correct. Oops. No, I will select. Well, no. I will select the server. The preview is correct. Right now, I don't know why it doesn't work, but it should. It always works. Because yes. I know why. Because I deactivate singly. Bad. I never do that. Okay, we have seen that we've singly deactivated the tag simply disappear. So now if we put first name, now it is correct. Yeah, we have the first name here. And if we put the first name and then last name, now we have this correctly. Sorry, it is not last name, it is surname. Wrong tag. Insert tag surname. Okay. Okay, we have. And maybe something people don't know, but if you put, for example, I first name and there is nothing else, you can plus a pipe and I and my friend, for example. And if you go to preview, there is a name, it will plus my name, my I stand. But if there is no name, for example, if we have another entry with no name and some address here, what the preview will say, I my friend. This is the placeholder to tag to the tag data, but when there is no data. It is this is explained in the documentation, but it is not a very known feature. Okay. So maybe in this case it doesn't work because of the settings. It is important to check if the single option is checked, if there is unsent recipients, and if everything is okay. Let's see, more question. I want a step-by-step video live or have to set up, build, create a newsletter and mailing list management. This is very complex and long, but I will do a webinar about that for sure. Can you show step by step on how to set an opt-out or opt-out option? Again, since I have no network, I can do that. But it is done with the unsubscribe in the preference. There is in the tags panel, there is at the bottom an unsubscribe tag. You can write whatever you want here. And what you have to do is to, for example, you have to you tip for example here, and if you place here some text, click here to unsubscribe. Sorry, here you have to change with the unsubscribe tag. At every time, the unsubscribe tag will be replaced with here and with a link to unsubscribe from the message. To do that, you have to have MLM activated. Not the case here. We activate it. And once activated, when you go to the preview, you have all the link here. You can see instead of having simply an unsubscribe link, or here you have all the unsubscribe code. You can hide using the still text format. Here you are. Here it is. Sorry, but I have to copy and paste the text I'm doing. Copy and paste here. Okay, and now you can see the preview. The text is hidden in the word here. If somebody click, for example, if I go to the preview and I go to my address, if I click here, I will be unsubscribed from the selected list. In this case, it will not work because this is not the demo. I'm not even in that list, and there is no list selected. I would have to select a list first, because subscription work is list based. You have to select a list, and then but unfortunately all the work I have done to show this today is not working. So I'm trying to make it work, but for the moment, okay. I will try to respond to this question later. More question. Let's see what is the best one. One of the options in MaxBulk Mailer is to add a reply to address. This is especially important to me as our company email system supplied by Raspberry won't allow me bulk emails. So I have to use Gmail address. However, despite including the reply to address in the setup, all the replies go to the Gmail address. So do I get the reply to option to work? This is very weird because even using Gmail, you should be able to use a reply to address. I never heard of a problem with that. One solution to this would be to, in addition to add a reply to address, would be to add that same reply to address to the error address. I would try it. So reply to and error to, and maybe you have to keep the Gmail address here, just in case Gmail don't allow you to use different addresses. They will replace it automatically. Let's see. Another question here. I would be interested to know if the email is open and overstat. Again, I can respond to that because I can't make it work. But again, this is done with MLM. You have to install that script in your page. It is explained here. There is a long page here explaining how to install MLM. It is in the support part of MaxBulk.com. You have to go to MLM, and then there is an installation page that explains in detail how you can install the script. It is what I've shown before. It's the server settings, the FTP settings. When you install it and when you finish installation, what you have to activate once the script has been installed, and what you will get later once everything is installed and working properly. You will get that statistics. You will get opening, click through, bounce, subscriptions, etc. And also you will be able to handle remote lists. But again, I wanted to show you this work in front of you, but I can't. Okay, and installing MLM is maybe a bit complex. It seems a bit complex, but most of the time it is a problem with the settings. We have to be very careful of getting the right data inserted in the right places. Especially the MySQL information. You have to place the right host address. Many times it is simply localhost. You have to create a database. You have to enter the name of that database here. You have to create a set of account ID password. You have to enter that here, etc. If all the data is correctly entered, it will simply work. MLM on the first start will create all the tables and will start working and handling remote list and doing statistics. Okay. Next question. Can you explain why all the formatting of the text does not show up when the emails are delivered to a smartphone? I read that this morning. I didn't know about that. The email looks great on a computer email client, but it looks terrible on an iPhone. All the type size formatting goes away and default to one large size. This is funny. You would really have to enter a support request so I can have a look at that. I never heard about that problem. It may be a problem with CSS. I don't know if you are using HTML or styles text. It would be important, interesting to get the original document and see if I can reproduce the problem here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. And okay, yes. If it is answered, more question. What MLM does actually do for you a lot, but I I'm really ashamed. Uh, I can't show you what I had prepared because it was working perfectly this morning. Now I can't even start mm, the system, the macOS. I'm using parallel, and sometimes it is better to use a real computer with a real system and real software and real everything. And it is clear that it is not the right thing to do. Next time I will do it a completely different way. Okay. Uh, what does it mean, the checkboard DKIM in settings? DKIM again is explained. I have a page that explain DKIM in detail. Let's see if I can find it for you. It is. Let's see DKIM here. How to set DKIM in MaxBulk Mailer? Okay, DKIM um, is a method for validation of the authenticity of our messages. It is like your message being signed. You have to place a key on your server, a key on MaxBulk Mailer, a couple of settings, and then when you send your message is signed. That means the recipient server can verify who you are, and really you are who you say you are. So that most of the time allow messages to get to their destination. And there are servers that have DKIM already installed if you used their systems. And if you want to use MaxBulk Mailer on your own and then send to a server, the best is to get the DKIM data, insert it to your server, and then to MaxBulk Mailer. It is just a question of adding a key and a few settings. On your server, you have to create some DNS records. It is complex. It is complex, but when it works, don't touch it and let it as is. It is explained here. I don't see if you can see it. Yes, you have to add four records on your server. There is a place on the internet that is called DKIM Wizard. If you go there, let's see if you open the page. If you go there, there is some kind of form you can use to directly create the DKIM set of data. You just need to input your domain name, domain key, it can be whatever you want, and then create the keys. For example, I create this is my server, domain key, my key. I want 2048 and create keys. And then you will create all the keys, the public key and the private key. The public key, if I remember well, goes to the server. Let's see. Yes, and the private key go to MaxBulk Mailer. You have to click on DKIM. You have to insert the domain you just asked the key for. You have to insert here the selector you just selected also. The password is not needed. You pass the RCA private key, and then you can do eventually a test to see if it is correct. And then, okay, you are ready to send messages signed. The most complex thing is actually getting the data on the server. Here, it is supposed to explain how to do this. So just below the keys, so you know the public key is for the server and the other for the MaxBulk Mailer. Below it explains how you have to enter the DNS record. So this is one of the DNS record. My key is un txt record, and you have to enter it. You have to paste it exactly that way. This without the quotes, it would be this. And well, you have to read that page. It explains everything, and if you do it well, it will work. The test, MaxBulk Mailer will let you test. Let's see if I can launch MaxBulk Mailer and show you how it works. Sorry, here you click on Dekim. The version of Dekim decision has failed with problem with Dekim setting. Okay. I don't remember. I believe I removed it. Yes, I removed my Dekim setting. I don't have any, so I have to enter it again. I have a backup somewhere, but since I am doing many testing, I used to enter and remove. But basically, you have to enter your domain here, selector, no password, the private key, and if everything is correct, you have to you just click on test, and just in front it will tell you in green it's okay, or in red and the error number, like this one. The error is not very helpful, but as I said before, most of the time the problem is with the server, not with my email, with the server, with the DNS record. You have to be very careful entering the records. Okay, and I am flooded with questions, and I have to stop now. It is 7 o'clock. I was said what 1 hour. I believe I will continue another day. There is another session scheduled for I think in 2 weeks. You just have to go to register.maxbulk.com, and you will see how you can register to the next session. You are welcome, and I hope I can do through this without problems. Also, there is another type of webinar called tips, where I will, rather than answering questions, I will explain a topic. And a topic I will explain very soon is just this, MLM. So go to register.maxbulk.com, look at the tip session, and subscribe to the one that explains MLM. Okay. Now I would really like to answer all the messages on the chat, but unfortunately I am alone in front of the screen, and I have to manage all this. I had many problems today, and I have absolutely no time to respond to your messages. I would really like to. And today we were 88 people, and very happy. It is the first time I do a webinar. It's you can see I'm not used to. I'm a programmer. I'm an engineer. I'm not a marketing guy. Usually, a marketing guy is the one that does this kind of stuff, or support guy. I'm a programmer, so my thing is programming, coding, and that's all. But I wanted to have some contact with my customers, so I decided to create a set of webinars. And I'm really I have very good great illusion to do the best I can, and see you soon, so we can talk about more things, and maybe do it another way. Maybe taking somebody on stage through another platform or whatever. Thank you very much for everything, and have a good day. Thanks.